Welcome back for the start of Game 3 between North Greenville and Belmont Abbey. North Greenville has already clinched the series by winning the first two games, 11-7 last night and 2-0 just under an hour ago, as now we are ready to start Game 3 with Blake Hamilton, number 35, on the mound for NGU. He'll be facing Nick Beinlich, leading off for Belmont Abbey. First pitch swing, hit right to Frazier at short, throw to Maggio at first, and that will be one pitch, one out.
First game today actually went quicker than expected, and we're about 10 minutes earlier than the predicted start time, but we're glad you're with us on the North Greenville Sports Network.
And ball one dealt now to Matt McGarry, who in the first two games batted toward the bottom of the order, now moves up to the second spot and has laid off the first two pitches and therefore has a 2-0 count. And ball three misses inside. A hitter's count for McGarry, and it's a 4-pitch walk. Runner aboard at first as Hamilton pitches all around the strike zone. They can't connect. Now Colin Rosenbaum up. He takes the third spot in the batting order for Game 3 and takes strike one. Pickoff attempt over to first. Runner back in time. Hamilton ready to go again to Rosenbaum. And ball one. Another pickoff attempt, no good. Still a 1-1 count to Rosenbaum. And he hits it high over toward left. And it is gone.
Yep.
Well, that's a good start for Belmont Abbey here in Game 3. Failed to get a run on the board in Game 2, and they now have a 2-0 lead. Ball one misses up high now to number 13, Caden Kraus. He's been hovering around that middle part of the order for Belmont Abbey. And ball two goes down low. A 2-0. And a chopper foul into the Crusader, the North Greenville dugout. Now for a 2-1. And a hard hit ball down the third base side again. A throw to first will catch Kraus for the second out. Well, a 2 down will bring up the fifth spot hitter, Kevin Elefante. And this one hit over into left center field. And it's caught by Scolamero to retire the Belmont Abbey side. Not before they strike first, a 2-run shot by Rosenbaum to give Belmont Abbey the lead here in Game 3. As the Crusaders from North Carolina will look to rebound as we head to the bottom of the first. Due up for North Greenville. Actually, we'll just go down the whole starting lineup. Clark Scolamero, Connor Grant, and Nathaniel Maggio will lead things off. Then it's Andrew Frazier, Ryan Brown, Josh Black gets a start. Brandon Odahowski also gets a start. Eric Gilbert and Daniel Myers will play second in place of Bennett Hill for Game 3 and Blake Hamilton pitching. We'll be back for the bottom of the first. Belmont Abbey leading 2-0 here on the North Greenville Sports Network. Back here for the bottom of the first on the North Greenville Sports Network. Starting pitcher for Belmont Abbey, number 2, Jeff Thompson upon the mound, Dave.
Yeah, Jeff Thompson is a left-hander. 4 appearances, has a 1-1 win-loss record, so he's a .500 there. 15.1 innings pitched without 16 hits, 11 runs, 9 earned runs, 9 bases on balls, 17 strikeouts, so that's pretty good with the strikeouts. 5.28 ERA.
And the first pitch hits Clark Scolamero. Well, a shaky start for Thompson as one base runner already aboard. And now Connor Grant gets his first shot.
Chance for Connor Grant here to tie the game with 1 swing.
Thompson has to get reset. And Grant looks for the bunt, but takes strike 1. And they'll let ball 1 slide away. A 1-1 count now to Grant Scolamero on first after being hit by a pitch. That one inside, but called strike 2. In the bottom of the first, Belmont Abbey striking first in the top half of the frame. And that one smothered by the catcher, Elefante, for ball 2. Not let that one get by.
North Greenville trying to get runners now. They got to have runners to get runs. Get them early this game if you can.
And a pickoff attempt. No good over to first. Scolamero back in time. A 2-2 count, nobody out. And a chopper in the infield to short. They'll try and turn 2. Throw to first is high. And don't think it was in time. No, it was not. The runner is safe at first. Belmont Abbey does get the lead man.
And still got a chance to tie it with one swing. And this would be a good time for it.
Yeah, that's that one swing opportunity. Nathaniel Maggio up to the plate. Still a runner on first. Maggio digs in. And lets ball one go down low. Thompson gets set. And ball two dropped.
We've seen a lot of balls in the dirt that have been missed or dropped, or it's almost like the catchers are playing goalie. They're just stopping them. They're not catching them.
Two-0 count. Maggio off the end of the bat, foul down the third base side. 2-1 count. Thompson to the plate and foul down the first base side.
And we had this situation last night, one to the right, one to the left, and the guy hit it right up the middle. Let's see if he can do it here.
Maggio now facing a 2-2 count, one out, runner over on first. Maggio past the diving first baseman. Grant past second to third. Maggio has to hold up at first. And it's a single for Maggio. He'll take it and puts a runner in scoring position for North Greenville 90 feet away at third.
Yeah, the throw came in perfectly on the cutoff man, so there was no further advance from first or third.
And I bet you if we went back, when we go back and look at the replay, that pitch was on the inside edge where Maggio likes to hit him.
He got a good turn on it.
Now runners at the corners for NGU. Andrew Frazier digs in and takes ball one. A 1-0 count to Frazier. He'll pop this one up in the infield. Called for by the second baseman and caught. Runners hold. That will be the second out.
Yeah, it's going to take a base hit now, at least to get the run in.
It'll come down to Ryan Brown to try and keep the inning alive for NGU. And strike one into Brown.
And a reminder that Ryan Brown was our player of the game in game one today.
Gave North Greenville some much needed insurance, and Kane and Cropper finished the rest. Ball one, this is low and away, a 1-1 count. Two outs, runner still in the corners for NGU. Ball two up high. Now Brown at the 2-1 count and calls time. Belmont Abbey leading here early 2-0. And strike two against Brown. Late on the fastball.
Baseball's unwritten rule is that a lot of runs have been scored with two outs. Be a good chance here for North Greenville to at least get one.
Belmont Abbey needs to relay a signal in there from Elefante to Thompson. Brown digs back in. A chance to end this inning and leave two stranded. And Brown lays off that pitch for ball 3, a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
Everybody be moving on this pitch.
And no doubt about that. Expect the runner from first to go. Let's see what North Greenville does from third. Pitch to the plate. And Brown fouls it off as Maggio going on the pitch. I'll have to take a long walk back to first.
I've seen a lot of times this situation where the runner at first will go ahead and advance anyway, even if it's a play, but not at 3-2.
Try again on the payoff. Ball 4.
They're loaded up. Now's a good chance. This could be the early game beginning for North Greenville.
So Thompson loads them up in the bottom of the first. And it gives an excellent opportunity to Josh Black to pad his RBI numbers on the season. Black digs in that right-sided box, right-hand side, a .500 batting average as he gets his 4th start here today. And strike 1 goes by. Belmont Abbey 1 out away from getting out of the inning. Thompson ahead in the count 0-1. That pitch gets away from the catcher. The runner takes off. Everybody moves up. He can't find the ball, and now finally does. So North Greenville able to score.
And that's going to put the tying run at second now. I'm sorry, at third. And the go-ahead run is at second. I missed the runner at third.
Connor Grant able to come in to score. And now Maggio at third, Brown at second. And Black hammers this one over to center field, but it's going to hang up and be caught. And that will retire the side for North Greenville. They are able to get one of those 2 runs back, but they still leave 2 runners on at second and third. So a positive inning for North Greenville, but they fall just short. And we'll head to the top of the second. Due up for Belmont Abbey, Curiton, Gintha, and Stanley coming up here on the North Greenville Sports Network. Three runs posted up on the scoreboard in the first inning, 2 of those in favor of Belmont Abbey as they lead 2-1. Luke Curiton leads things off for Belmont Abbey and takes strike 1 from Blake Hamilton. And strike 2 from Hamilton. Hamilton wielding a 2.59 ERA for North Greenville so far. Gets his 4th start today. As Odahowski scrambles out to reel that ball in. One-two count. And Curitan rips this one to Frazier at short. Long throw is off target, and Curitan can't advance. And he gets back to the base in time to avoid being tagged by Maggio. Leadoff man aboard for Belmont Abbey to start off the top of the 2nd.
It's the way they started off the 1st, too.
Belmont Abbey's been pretty good at being able to get their leadoff men aboard. As now Hamilton faces Joshua Gintha, and pickoff attempt no good at first. Waiting the first throw to the plate. And Gintha rips over it, strike 1. Nobody out yet for Belmont Abbey. As this ball gets away from Odahowski, and that will allow the runner to advance.
And once again, we've got a bouncing ball going up there. It's amazing how many we've had of those today.
Count moves to 1-1. Gintha digs back in, now with the runner in scoring position. And this one ripped into right field. It's going to hang up there and go over the fence, but I think that one was a ground rule double.
Yeah, ground rule double.
So it is going to be good enough to score Curitan and still have a runner on second for Belmont Abbey. Now Belmont Abbey leads 3-1 with Kenan Stanley up to the plate. Looking for the bunt, pulls it back and takes a strike. Swing over the play, runner off the base. At second, throw off target to Frazier. Odahowski thought he might have had one there, but couldn't get the throw in time. Stanley still at the plate. And now the runner off again as they try and pin him Gintha back. And it is a 0-2 count to Stanley.
Yeah, that is definitely a timing play between your pitcher and the infielder.
Gintha, now he's retreating a little bit back to the bag. And fouled off by Stanley to stay alive, still at the count 0-2. Hamilton ready to go. Ball one misses up high. One on the 1-2 from Hamilton. Well hit into left field. It's going to get down. The runner being waved around third. Gintha heading home, looks to score. And a double, an RBI double for Kenan Stanley as Blake Hamilton getting roughed up here through the first couple of innings.
And that generated some quick activity in the bullpen.
4-1 Belmont Abbey leads. And now Thomas Yoder moves to the DH spot for Belmont Abbey here in Game 3. That's 9th. And with nobody out and a runner on second, already leading up by 3 runs. And Hamilton gets strike 1 by. Now, Coach Powell might have a few more options at his disposal now, as he didn't have to put anybody in for Cropper. So if you got anybody left over from that you didn't use in Game 1, might see what your options are. The 0-1 hit to third. Throw over to Maggio at first. Will record the first out of the inning, as the runner was not able to advance for Belmont Abbey.
Yeah, looked him back.
You got number 15, Eric Gilbert, there over at third, and he did take a couple more seconds to stare down the runner. As now we're back to the top of the order for Nick Beinlich. And he tries to get the bunt down and takes a strike. Runner still on second. Belmont Abbey leading 4-1, the 0-1 count from Hamilton. Popped up over toward right center and caught. Runner will not tag and go, and that will be 2 outs. Connor Grant over in right, recording the out. And we'll see Matt McGarry for his at-bat. 4-pitch walk his last time up. And takes a strike. And misses down low, ball 1 for Hamilton. One and make it 2-1. As now Stanley gaining a healthy lead at second. It takes about 4 steps. And 3-1 is the count. Ball 3 misses down low. Hamilton in danger of losing McGarry again. And does. Ball 4. Hamilton walks McGarry for the second straight inning and puts runners on first and second with 2 outs. And now has to face Colin Rosenbaum as ball 1 misses outside. At the knees, called strike. Hamilton ready on the 1-1. And misses low and away, 2-1. Missed it outside again, 3-1.
I look for a visit if he loses this batter, a visit from the dugout.
That's going to load him up for Belmont Abbey. Hamilton's got to get a strike in here. And doesn't. Ball 4. And here comes Odahowski out to the mound.
And here comes a visit from the dugout.
That looks like another visit from the pitching coach, John Koutlangus. It's Hamilton struggling in the opening frames for NGU. Belmont Abbey leads 4-1. And now it'll be Caden Kraus as Hamilton gets strike 1 in. And Hamilton doesn't have anywhere to put Kraus.
Send him home. Back to the seat. It's about all he can do. Not pitching like that, though.
Odahowski had to jump on top of that one quick.
Last time I saw Hamilton was a week ago today against Southern Wesleyan, and he looked a lot better than he does today. No doubt about that.
1-1. And low and away, 2-1. And 3-1.
Yeah, not even close. This could be an early shower time.
Hitters count for Kraus and nowhere to put him on the bases. As he hits this one into left center field. And Scolamero catches it to retire the side. So Hamilton able to get out of a big time jam after 2 walks issued that inning. Belmont Abbey comes away with nothing after leaving them loaded. So we'll head to the bottom of the second. Due up for North Greenville will be Odahowski, Gilbert, and Myers. Daniel Myers getting the start here in Game 3 coming up on the North Greenville Sports Network. Everybody's been able to score so far. Can North Greenville keep their scoring streak going? Belmont Abbey's added 2 runs in the first and second, as strike 1 is dealt to Brandon Odahowski from Jeff Thompson. North Greenville posted 1 run back in the bottom of the first, as Thompson misses the zone, ball 1. A 1-1 count. And Odahowski hits it over to third, fielded. High throw, but in time to retire him. One out on the board. We'll bring up Eric Gilbert in the 8th spot for game 3, playing third for North Greenville. First at bat for Gilbert, and ball 1 high and outside.
Oh, beautiful pitch that time.
Yeah, the curveball curved just enough to stay in the zone for strike 1. And that one right down the middle for strike 2. And Gilbert hits this one into right field. That'll get down for a base hit. And puts a leadoff, or puts a 1-out man aboard. I'll bring up Daniel Myers, playing second base for NGU today. Myers gets a 6th start today, brings in a .294 batting average. Looks for the bunt and fouls it away. One out here in the bottom of the second. North Greenville needing some runs to catch up. And Myers hits this one towards second. Throw to second is high.
Oh, a lot of complaints about that one.
And Gilbert saying he was off the bag.
Oh, I think he had an argument too. That throw from the second baseman shortstop was a little high.
It was.
And it pulled him off, but the umpire said he came down in time, so that's all that matters.
Second out on the board. Myers able to reach first, but the Belmont Abbey gets the lead man. And back to the top of the order for Clark Scolamero. And runner goes for NGU. Throw right on the money. And they get him.
Yeah, I don't want to say anything negative, but that was the same umpire that had that call at second before the throwout. Was the same umpire that had the controversial call last night at home plate in first.
Belmont Abbey catches Daniel Myers trying to steal second, and North Greenville comes away with nothing for the inning. We're through 2, and we'll head to the top of the third. Belmont Abbey leading 4-1. They'll have a chance to extend that with Elefante, Curiton, and Gintha coming up here on the North Greenville Sports Network.
And we're back at the North Greenville Sports Network of Baseball. Sal Lavaglio coming in for the North Greenville Crusaders out of Long Island, New York. Very uncharacteristically wearing number 0. Usually my basketball jersey number was 0.
So Blake Hamilton has an early exit after giving up 4 runs through the first 2 innings, and Lovaglio will come on and try and end the scoring streak for Belmont Abbey, as he'll face Elefante, Curiton, and at least Gintha for this inning. And strike 1 in the zone. A good start for Lovaglio. And a chopper down the third base side. Gets past Gilbert. This one is fair. And a big turnaround first and a stand-up double. See if it gets scored that way for Elefante.
That ball actually may have hit third base. I don't know. It sort of had a funny hop. And the left fielder must have thought it was foul, too, because he didn't hustle over there until he realized it was still in fair play.
A leadoff man aboard for Belmont Abbey. I think this is the 3rd straight inning they've managed to do that. So the leadoff man has reached base every time here in Game 3 for Belmont Abbey so far, as Lovaglio fires strike 1 to Luke Curiton. You know, 1 popped up over towards right. Somebody's got to call it, and it's Grant that makes the grab. Boy, the way Daniel Myers was hustling out there toward right field, I thought he might try and become the right fielder.
And a play like that, usually it's the outfielder's call because he's coming into the ball as opposed to going out.
Runner not able to advance for Belmont Abbey. He'll hold at second with 1 out. We'll bring up Joshua Gintha, who moves down to the 7th spot. Gintha 1 for 1 today with a double and an RBI. And let strike 1 go by. Lovaglio testing that breaking ball early, and it's working for him. Jumps ahead in the count here, 0-1 against Gintha. Gintha big rip, no contact, strike 2. Chance for the 2nd out. And strike 3 right in the middle. Gintha didn't expect another breaking ball, it looks like, and he'll go down on strikes.
Yeah, it sounded like one of the Canine fans up in the stands was rooting for the North Greenville team, too.
I think real happy about that one.
Yeah.
Throw me the ball.
Yeah, he'd probably catch it.
With 2 outs, it'll bring up Kenan Stanley, runner on second for Belmont Abbey. And ball 1 misses in the dirt at the plate. Belmont Abbey leading 4-1. And that fastball right down the middle, strike 1. On the 1-1, right at the knees, called a ball. Odahowski trying to frame that one. Stanley moves ahead in the count, 2-1. And ball 3 misses up high. Vaggio gets set again. And ball 4. Issues a walk to Stanley. And puts 2 aboard with 2 outs.
Lavaglio had that breaking ball going pretty good, and then he lost it. Started going back to that fastball, and I think it kind of threw his timing off a little.
Thomas Yoder comes up to the plate with 2 on. Yoder 0 for 1 today. Swings at the first pitch and fouls it away. One ripped right over to short. Frazier flips to second for the closest out and gets it. So North Greenville again gets out of trouble. Belmont Abbey leaves 2 stranded. Most importantly, North Greenville gets out of the inning without allowing a run for the first time here in Game 3. So the scoring streak will come to an end for Belmont Abbey. We'll head to the top of the 3rd. Due up for North Greenville will be the top of the order. Scolamero, Grant, and Maggio with some ground to make up. Down 4-1 here on the North Greenville Sports Network. Scolamero leads things off for North Greenville. No official at bat yet posted for Scolamero as he was hit by the first pitch of the ball game from Thompson, who he faces off against here. Looks for the bunt, pulls it back, and takes ball 1. We're into the bottom of the 3rd. Belmont Abbey leading 4-1. And Scolamero lets ball 2 go by on the outside. And again, just a bit outside, low and away, ball 3.
And he's hit.
That one hit him again.
Yep.
Right, almost in the shoulder.
Yep. Little bruise ball.
Scolomero having a rough go. But he gets aboard and turns it over to Connor Grant, who's 0 for 1 today and has scored the only NGU run. And the pitching coach out to talk to Thompson.
Belmont Abbey doesn't have anybody warming up in the bullpen, so.
Now, Thompson hasn't struggled that often. It just appears to be with Scolomero today. Connor Grant comes to bat with nobody out. And lets ball one go downstairs. One out. A pickoff attempt to keep Scolomero back. We'll be seeing that a lot. Scolomero definitely a threat to steal as he has to scamper back again. A throw to the plate. Up high and inside, ball two. Scolomero 11 for 11 on stolen bases. Grant facing the 2-0. Make it 3-0.
Now there's some activity heading back toward the bullpen.
One guy trotting out down the right field line. 3-0 finds the zone as Thompson went for the fastball down the middle, 3-1.
I think we're both pitchers. Here comes the catcher down there now.
Still a hitter's count for Grant. And he takes ball four up high. Scolomero got a big jump like he was getting ready to take off, but he'll have a nice leisurely walk down the second.
And this could be the beginning of the big inning.
North Greenville needs one. The tying run will come to the plate in the form of number 21, Nathaniel Maggio.
You're saying get the glove ready?
I feel it's one has got to come.
It's got to.
2 on, nobody out for Maggio. He digs into the left-hand side of the box. I mean, there's little to no wind today. It's in his favor. Let's ball one go low and away.
Yeah, he's just hoping to get a pitch in his favor.
Doubtful Thompson's going to offer him anything from the middle of the plate over to the inside. At the knees, called strike one.
As you're telling the umpire, I'm not that short.
Thompson checks the signal. And ball two goes low and inside. If it's anything inside, it's going to be close, very close to the dirt.
Yeah. And Maggio will go, he will go left on his shots. It doesn't matter to him, left or right.
Breaking ball breaks inside for ball three. Looking at his stance, I think Maggio would need one about, I'd say, about chest high. He's in a good count here, 3-1. And he fouls it away to fill it up.
Oh, he hit it over the fence. It just happened to be the one behind him.
And here comes a catcher out, Elefante, to check on this call.
Either that or getting ready to call in a order to Moses Greer.
2 on, nobody out.
They want to remind everybody they are open late tonight. Be a good family night.
Thompson trying to get Maggio as the first out. Off the end of the bat and down the third base side, foul. And just up, barely missing the back bumper. Maggio sets up again for another payoff pitch. Lefty on lefty. And right back up the middle, snared by the shortstop. He'll have to tag the bag, throw to first. Not in time to get Maggio. He will get Grant at second, Scolamero over to third. And I'll put runners at the corners as a result. Well, kind of a draw after that play, but give the advantage to North Greenville. Only 1 out, runner at third. And Andrew Frazier up to the plate. Frazier swings at the first pitch. A high fly ball down the left field line.
And caught.
Scolamero will tag from third and head home. So that will score 1 on the sacrifice. Fly to deep left.
That couldn't have been about 3 feet short of going out.
I mean, Frazier clobbered that one.
The left fielder is definitely playing farther back than he did yesterday.
North Greenville posts up a run, now 4-2. Runner on first, and Ryan Brown up to the plate.
Warning issued to the press box. Turn the music off.
Ball 1 down low to Brown. And Brown with a walk today. And strike 1 called inside.
The outfielders are almost in a straight line from right to left, with the center fielder playing up and the right and left fielders playing back.
Well, Fonte has to smother that one. And it's ball 2. And fouled away down the third base side. And strike 2 against Brown. Thompson gets set. Throws. Off the end of the bat into center field. It gets past the center fielder.
Going all the way to the fence.
Maggio getting the signal to head
One's
home.
in. Two's going in. They're just now getting the ball.
Brown to third. He's getting the signal. Could it be? He's halfway down the baseline. Tag.
And he dropped the ball. He's safe.
And it's an inside the park home run.
Wow. Yeah. The bullpen in North Greenville going nuts over here. Wow. We don't see that often.
Wow.
And I have to bring this up. I hate to keep patting myself on the back, but the center fielder was playing up. If he'd been back in normal position, he might have been able to cut that ball off. But because he was playing up, it went all the way to the fence. It went right underneath him. He's playing normal position now. A little bit late, but.
Now we're in a tie ball game.
And we were at the beginning of the beginning.
That's true. Josh Black back up to the plate. Already ahead in the count 1-0. And now evened up at 1-1. Yeah, I would think that gets scored as an inside the park home run. It's not every day that happens.
There was no error on the play except his positioning, but he never touched the ball till he reached it at the fence.
Ball 2 to Black. It was 0 for 1 today.
So our viewers on the network, don't go away. Go fix another hot chocolate and come right back, because this is going to get interesting now. We're not even a third of the way through yet.
2-1 count to Black. And he'll rip this one into center field. It's going to hang up there, though, and be caught. So the big inning comes to an end for North Greenville, but not before they're able to tie it up at 4. And now we are officially a third of the way through this game as we are in the 9-inning match. We had the 7-inning one go. North Greenville took that one 2-0. And now the offense has broken out as it must have felt left out. Belmont Abbey comes up to bat in the top of the 4th with the top of their order. Beinlich, McGarry, and Rosenbaum coming up here on the North Greenville Sports Network. Nick Beinlich leads things off for Belmont Abbey, who find themselves suddenly tied with North Greenville after Ryan Brown's inside the park home run. Let's see if Lavaggio can keep them pinned down for another inning as he bounces it off the dirt for ball 1. And strike 1 called inside. Beinlich thought that one was a little bit too close, but called a strike anyway. Lavaggio misses the outside, 2-1. Fouled away by Beinlich, strike 2. And that one hit him.
And that one hurt him too. That was right off the back of his shoulder.
Yeah.
He's a trooper. He's going to stay out there, but you know that one had to hurt.
Scalamero earlier got dinged in the right shoulder, but that one was right on. That's
yeah. Scalamero though is up 2-1 on hits.
Yeah. So Lavaggio puts a runner on and brings up Matt McGarry, who has walked both times he's been at the plate today. And the pickoff attempt no good. Try and keep Beinlich pinned back. Still waiting for a throw to the plate. McGarry gets the bunt down first base side, and he might beat the throw. He does. Well, that was a nicely placed bunt from McGarry, and he's aboard with an infield single.
Yeah, it really was. It was one of those tweeners. It was between the pitcher and the first baseman, and nobody was sure who was going to take it. By the time they got it figured out, the play was over.
It looks like Belmont Abbey's found a way to get around Lavaggio's pitching, as they have 2 on and nobody out. Might be a busy day for a busy game rather for the bullpens. Nobody went to their bullpens in game 2. The starters finished in game 2, and another catcher trotting out to the bullpen for NGU. Ball 1 misses outside to number 10, Colin Rosenbaum. 1 for 1 today with a home run and 2 RBIs. Make it 2-0.
Belmont Abbey has some players in the bullpen, but nobody's warming up at this point.
I think the way, even though Thompson gave up those runs back in the bottom of the third, I think he's a pretty good shot to go a little long in this one. Popped up toward right. Into the corner. It's caught just before it went out of frame.
Runner does advance.
From second to third, that was Beinlich. Now Belmont Abbey threatening to break the tie. And some room to work with if you're Belmont Abbey. Have runners at the corners, only 1 out. And Caden Kraus coming up to the plate. It'd help if I change the camera. There we go. Kraus today 0 for 2 for game 3. And pops it up foul down the first base side. 0-1 count. Get set. Here we go. Ball 2 out, or ball 1 outside. A 1-1 count. Popped up again over to the right side.
And caught.
And Grant makes the pursuit again. Runner tags from third and scores. So Belmont Abbey will take the lead on the sacrifice. McGarry not able to advance from first. So 2 outs. And a runner on first for Belmont Abbey as they have retaken the lead 5-4. And Kevin Elefante up to the plate. See if Lavaggio can get out of this inning. Strike one. Oh, one count with two down. And runner goes. See if they can catch him in a rundown.
And they did.
Yeah, they got McGarry trying to steal second. Good eye by Lavaggio to get DiMaggio, who connects over to second and ends the inning for Belmont Abbey. So we're through the top half of the fourth. Belmont Abbey has scored in all but one innings they've been to the plate as they retake the lead 5-4. We'll head to the bottom of the fourth, due up for North Greenville. The bottom of the order with Odahowski, Gilbert, and Myers coming up here for North Greenville on the North Greenville Sports Network. North Greenville back up to the plate. And a first pitch swing driven over toward left. Back to the fence, and it's gone.
It's gone.
Brandon Odahowski with a solo shot over the left field fence.
And we're tied again.
And we're not even halfway through this game yet. 10 total runs have been scored.
So the Houseke's got a routine going, hit or be hit.
I'll turn it over to Eric Gilbert. And we'll try and follow up what Odahowski just did to start off the bottom of the fourth. Tied at 5 now. Gilbert takes ball one low and away. Gilbert 1 for 1 today. And pops this one up over toward the right side. And no play to be had, just out of the reach of the right fielder for Belmont Abbey. A first strike. A 1-1 count to Gilbert. Thompson still on the mound for Belmont Abbey, but sounds like some activity starting to fire up in the Belmont Abbey bullpen as that strike 2 against Gilbert as he fouled it away. Dig back in behind in the count. And watches ball 2 go outside. 2-2. Gilbert reached out for it, wasn't there, and strike 3. First out.
Belmont Abbey has activity in their bullpen, but I can't see who the pitcher warming up is.
Daniel Myers will come up to the plate. That 9th spot for NGU. And ball 1 goes downstairs. 1-0. Myers 0 for 1 today. And chases the slider for strike 1. Good pitch by Thompson. And that one will be hit in play over toward third. Throw to first in time to catch Myers. And that'll be the second out. Now we'll be back to the top of the order for Clark Scolomero. And he and Thompson today have had a bit of a rough relationship. Thompson's hit him twice. And strike 1. Oh, 1. And Scolomero wings that one into the Belmont Abbey bullpen for strike 2. Or the dugout, excuse me.
Yeah, if he put that in the bullpen, we'd be celebrating, wouldn't we?
Yep. 0-2. And Scolomero stays alive. He fouls this one straight back.
This looks like last night. One to the right, one to the left. Now up the middle.
Thompson putting some heat on these to Scolomero. Ball 1 low and away. One and 2. And Scolomero continues to stay alive, fouls it away. A baseball delivery to the umpire. Thompson misses low and inside, ball 2. Where he and Scolomero have been at odds on that inside edge. Time called. Two. Scolomero pops it up. Foul.
You're going to like this, Gray. A little weather update. I just refreshed the weather app, and it says it actually is 3 degrees warmer.
Really?
It's now up to 57. I wondered why it was warm enough. Took my little sweater off.
Yeah, that's not too bad. And another pitch inside. Ball 3, full count. Well, it's decision time for Scolomero and Thompson. We call time once again. Now we get back set. Here's the payoff. Strike 3. That will retire the side for North Greenville, and we remain tied. Or we get tied with Brandon Odahowski homer with a home run to left field. And we'll head to the top of the 5th. Belmont Abbey's been able to break the tie. They did so in the 4th, as they've scored in every inning except to the 3rd that they've been up to bat. So we're into the 5th. Due up for Belmont Abbey will be Elefante, Curiton, and Ginthy coming up here on the North Greenville Sports Network. Here for the top of the 5th, Belmont Abbey back up to the plate with the heart of their order with Elefante, Curiton, and Gintha up to bat. Sal Lavaggio has taken over for Blake Hamilton since the 3rd inning and has only allowed one Belmont Abbey run.
And he hit him.
That one just barely, just barely.
Had a rash of hit batsmen today.
And Thompson's hit Skull and Marrow twice. We know that for certain.
Yeah, I had him and Odahowski confused a while ago on that home run. I was thinking he was the one that was hit.
And that's the second hit batsman by a North Greenville pitcher today. Leadoff man aboard yet again for Belmont Abbey. They've made a habit out of that. Pitch fouled off, strike 1 to Luke. I believe that's Luke Curiton, and it is, as Elefante is aboard. Ball 1. Getting so used to all these walks today. And a lot of pitches low in the dirt for both teams. 1-1. 2-1. That one was low and outside. Tied at 5 between North Greenville and Belmont Abbey. If you like scoring, we have it today. Strike 2 called inside.
Well, they have some sort of a rule now about scoring a lot of runs on Saturday, with 34 runs scored by North Greenville last week.
Including one game where they posted up 22.
Yeah, that second game, yeah.
And pitched I think Southern Wesleyan got 1 run in that.
No, I think it was 22-0, and they won 12-1 or 12-2 in the first game.
That's right. Fouled away by Curiton. The count remains 2-2. Belmont Abbey's had plenty of chances today. They've been able to get their leadoff man aboard just about every inning, and that's opened up the opportunities for them. Well hit over toward right center. To the wall. Caught by Grant. And the runner will not be able to advance. Connor Grant doing another great job today. First out on the board, still a runner at second to contend with. Next up will be Joshua Gintha for Belmont Abbey. And thrower to first on the pickoff, no good against Elefante. On the first pitch to the plate. Strike one. Yeah, 1. 1-1. Two and one. Gintha today 1 for 2 with a double. Three and one as that one goes high and inside. Baggio in danger of losing Gintha. And strike 2 gets called inside. A full count to Gintha. Let's see the signal he gets. Swung on, high fly ball to left center field, hanging up for Scolamero, who makes the grab and forces the runner back to first. 2 down. We'll bring up Kenan Stanley, the runner on first. Stanley today 1 for 1 and an RBI. And ball 1 misses outside. One 0. Fouled away down the right side. Strike 1. Baggio gets set again. It skips away from the catcher. This one's going to allow the runner to advance on the passed ball. As it is ball 2 against Stanley. Get set and try again. The pace of this game has slowed down dramatically. Baggio checks second, throw the plate. Gets away from the catcher again, and the runner will advance. That one was low in the dirt. I think that one will go down as a wild pitch.
It's just such a good thing that that backstop is not that far from the catcher's spot. At least he can run back here and get the ball. I know some ballparks in the pro level, that backstop is way back there. So when it gets past him, then it's a long way to go.
Belmont Abbey again threatening to break the tie. Stanley still at the plate. Count 2-1. Fouled away for strike 2. Stanley down to his last strike. Ball 3 misses outside. He wasn't chasing that one. Now be decision time with a full count and 2 outs. Here's the payoff. And it is ball 4. The inning continues for Belmont Abbey, with runners at the corners, 2 outs, and Thomas Yoder up to the plate. And Odahowski will take a trip out to the mound to talk to Lavaggio about how to deal with him. That was the 6th walk issued today by a North Greenville pitcher. Or excuse me, only 5th, but still.
And here comes the coach. I thought they were stalling a little bit for time, and he has made the call to the bullpen.
Yeah, the umpire's heading over toward left field.
Yep.
So this will, or should be, a call to the bullpen, as that is head coach Landon Powell out to the mound. So Belmont Abbey has been roughing up North Greenville pitchers in Game 3 after Kanan Cropper went the distance through 7. Hamilton only 2 innings today, gave up 4 hits, 4 runs, and it looks like all 4 of those will be earned. Walked 3 batters. No strikeouts for him. 1 wild pitch. Gave up 2 doubles and a home run.
And the coach made the call, and here comes the right-hander in.
And so Sal Lavaggio's day will be done through 2 2/3, which he's given up 2 hits, a run that was earned. He's walked 2 batters, struck out 1, and he's responsible for the runner on third.
Number 28 coming in to pitch now for North Greenville.
Have to check the roster on that one.
Maybe Daniel Knight. 6 foot, 190 right-hander out of Lexington, South Carolina.
So he'll come in to take over for Lavaggio. While he gets his warm-ups, we'll step away for a short break here on the North Greenville Sports Network. So it'll be number 28, Daniel Knight, coming in to replace Sal Lavaggio for North Greenville. And strike one issued to Thomas Yoder, who's 0 for 2 today. The runners at the corners for Belmont Abbey here in the top of the 5th. Swung on, fouled back. Odahowski goes after it. It won't have a play on it. Strike 2. Good news is for North Greenville, they will have 3 days of rest after the conclusion of this series today before they have a Tuesday game back down in Lexington at the old Blowfish Stadium where they'll take on Newberry College. Ball 1 low and away. So that'll be some good rest for this pitching rotation.
And you mentioned Tuesday, Gray. We are scheduled for a lacrosse broadcast on Tuesday, but right now the weather forecast doesn't look real good.
1 and 2. 2 and 2. See if we can get him to go. He does. Sharply hit right to Frazier at short. Throw to first in time to retire the side. That's only the 2nd inning that Belmont Abbey has not scored a run in. We remain tied as we'll head into the bottom of the 5th. Now North Greenville, see if they can go on the offensive with Grant, Maggio, and Frazier due up for NGU coming up here on the North Greenville Sports Network. New pitcher on the mound for Belmont Abbey. Number 31 takes over for Jeff Thompson, as it is Robert Francis. And he deals strike 1 to Connor Grant. First pitching change of the day for Belmont Abbey. Time called by Grant. So Thompson's day is done. He went through 4 innings, as Ball 1 scoots inside. Thompson allowed 4 hits, 5 runs, all 5 earned. Walked 2, struck out 2, and went 77 pitches. And a chopper in the infield, fielded on 2 hops. Laser throw to first to get Grant. And right on target from Colin Rosenbaum. 1 down. And Maggio up to the plate. Digs in with nobody on and 1 out. Ball 1 high and outside. And swung over the top of it, strike 1. Looks like the activity is going to continue in Belmont Abbey's bullpen. Maggio pops it up toward the infield. And it's going to be caught by the center fielder coming in about halfway. And that'll put Maggio away for the inning for the 2nd out. Andrew Frazier comes up with 2 down and nobody on. And could this be the first inning where neither team scores? At least one team has scored a run each inning, as Frazier misses it for strike 1. Oh and 1. Oh and away, ball 1. Frazier calls time. Ball 2 outside. A 2-1. And Frazier fouls it away, strike 2. And a chance for Francis to get out of the inning. Frazier hits it over toward left, and it hangs up for the out. So Francis comes in and does the job for Belmont Abbey. Neither team scores a run for the first time in today's game. And North Greenville goes 3 up, 3 down. We'll head to the top of the 6 as we're through 5, still deadlocked at 5. Due up for Belmont Abbey, the top of the order for them be Beinlich, McGarry, and Rosenbaum coming up here for Belmont Abbey on the North Greenville Sports Network. Nick Beinlich leads things off for Belmont Abbey here in the top of the 6th. We're tied at 5 between NGU and Belmont Abbey, as Daniel Kite deals strike 1. Been a rough day for North Greenville pitchers. Third one on the mound, as it's fouled away by Beinlich for strike 2. Hamilton lasted 2 innings, Lavaggio 2 2/3, and that's where Daniel took over. Well hit ball right to Frazier at short, jumps on it from his knees. The throw not in time, as that will be beat out to first by Beinlich, who gets his first hit here in game 3. Guess what, Dave? Leadoff man aboard again for Belmont Abbey.
Yeah, it's been a theme today. That was a great stop by the shortstop, too.
Now, that one was rolling just slow enough. It might have been extra bases, too.
Yeah, if I'd have got through, it would have been.
Now it'll be Matt McGarry. And McGarry takes strike 1. McGarry 1 for 1 today with a pair of walks. High throw. Maggio brings that one down. Kite still ahead in the count, 0-1. And still working on that pickoff over at first. To the plate. A chopper foul down the third base side. Well, strike 2 against McGarry. It's been unfamiliar territory for him today, being behind in the count. Popped up over towards shallow right. This one might be a little bit more deeper than I thought, and it will hang up for Grant. So McGarry takes a crack at it. That falls just about 10 feet short. First out recorded by North Greenville for the top of the 6th. Runner stays at first. They'll bring up Colin Rosenbaum. Rosenbaum overall's had a decent series. And North Greenville working that pickoff, not in time over at first. They have Nick Beinlich over there, taking a few steps off the bag. Throw the plate. Driven high, back toward left center, to the wall, and gone. That's the second home run of the series for Rosenbaum, and he puts Belmont Abbey up 7-5. Belmont Abbey not going down without a fight, making a game of it here in the top of the 6th. They want a conference win. As ball 1 now to Caden Kraus. Well, that was actually Rosenbaum's second home run of the day. A chopper foul down the third base side for Kraus. 1-1 count. 1-1. Again, it gets away. Well, it hit him.
Yeah, it hit him.
And the umpire making a trip out to Kite to deliver the ball. Take a look at the numbers. Third hits batsman today by a North Greenville pitcher. Runner on first, 1 out, and Luke Curiton on, and takes a strike. And working that pickoff over to first, back in time is Kraus. Kevin Elefante at the plate and takes ball 1. Elefante 1 for 2 today with a double, and he's been hit by a pitch. One and one. Reached out for it. Runner goes to second. And the runner is safe. So add a stolen base to Krause's resume today. And it is strike 2 against Elefante. Looking to get the runner at second. Safe. Well, they almost had him too. Krause taking another generous lead from the base. There's 3, 4 steps. One, 2 count to Elefante. Well hit ball over toward right. Can Grant get another one? Yes, he can. And the runner tags and will go to third. Krause hustling down the base path. Second out for North Greenville. Down the order to Luke Curiton, the runner in scoring position. Curiton 1 for 3 today. And ball 1 a ways outside. One out. Slow dribble or foul into the North Greenville dugout. 1 and 1. Check the swing. Did he go? No, he did not. Ball 2. Umpire says no. Two and 1 the count to Curiton and make it 3 and 1. Kite in danger of losing the batter. And fires ball 4 inside for another free pass. Puts runners at the corners. And at least he'll give you a force out at second and first. And here comes Odahowski back out to the mound. And Coach Powell, too. The umpire's standing out there on the edge of the left field grass.
Bullpen just got 2 up on the North Greenville bullpen. Just now got their jackets off.
I think one of them's coming out.
Yeah, they got one coming in. He must have been warming up before these 2 took their jackets off.
So another North Greenville pitching change.
Number 30.
The 6th walk issued today for a North Greenville pitcher puts runners at the corners with 2 outs.
That's Kyle Cadlow, but I think we saw him last night too.
I believe we did. I'll go back and check, but Kyle Cadlub will come in to try and get North Greenville out of another jam. Cadlub so far on the season, I believe he did give up a run last night. He's still posting a 0 ERA, but I think that's because the stats haven't updated. And he should be getting his 10th appearance. So let's see what Cadlub can do. Opponents are batting 154 against him, so we'll have to see what all Cadlub offers, taking the ball away from Daniel Kite. But another pitching change on the mound for North Greenville. But again, I feel Coach Powell has the room to do that because you got 3 days rest till your Tuesday game. And you didn't use anybody for game 2 today. Kane and Cropper went the distance, and Cadlub will be on the mound here when we come back from the short break here on the North Greenville Sports Network. Kyle Cadlub will have to deal with the third baseman, Joshua Ginthy, who's 1 for 3 today. Cadlub will work that pickoff over to first. Luke Kirton at first. Caden Krause 90 feet away at third. Belmont Abbey already leads by 2 once again in this game. Ginthy looked for the bunt, pulled it back as he let ball 1 drop just short. And strike 1 called, able to jam him up inside. 1-1. Ball 2, low and away. The runners at the corner, here with 2 down. Cadlub will work back over to first. Unable to get the runner. popped up over toward third. Gilbert gives chase, but runs out of room. Ginthy will have to dig back in. And Odahowski has to smother another one, ball 3. 3-1 count. Cadlub in danger of loading him up. And he reached out for it and just caught a piece of it. On 3-1, ball 4. I'll load the bases. Up for Kenan Stanley.
Gray, that sun is starting to be a little bit of a factor, I think, for the batters. The shadows are now starting to creep into left field, about like they were last night when the temperature started dropping, but it's still the same temperature it's been for a little while now.
Stanley at the plate, ball 1, misses down low. And you don't have anywhere to put Stanley. One-0. Driven hard to right center field. Scolomero on the run. Into the fence. And it's off the fence. 1 run comes in. Here comes another. And everybody's safe for Belmont Abbey. 2 runs come in. And Stanley's all the way over to third.
I was definitely ducking. I didn't have my glove. That missed our booth by about 10 feet.
That might have been the closest shave we've ever had.
Yeah. I saw it coming. I was trying to find a table to get under, but didn't have my glove ready.
I don't know if these poor tables can offer much. But Belmont Abbey cashes in on a big-time shot. 3 runs actually come in. Kenan Stanley with a 3 RBI triple. And Belmont Abbey leads 10-5. Now Thomas Yoder up to the plate. The runner on third. That's ball 2 that misses outside. Yoder 0 for 3 through the game 3. Another ball. (3-0) count to Yoder. And Cadlub gets it in the zone. Strike 1. And ball 4 misses outside to Yoder. A walk, a triple, and a walk. As we're back to the top of the order for Nick Beinlich. And Odahowski back out to the mound. Belmont Abbey has batted around as this inning started with Nick Beinlich here in the top of the 6th.
Took Belmont Abbey 3 games to have their big inning, but they're getting it right now.
5 runs on 3 hits. 2 on base right now, still waiting to come in.
And a lot of that came after 2 outs, too. That's where a lot of those runs get scored. And I think we've got a call to the bullpen.
More motion out there.
Or at least pending a call. Umpire's in position, waiting.
And it's Coach Powell coming out to the mound. He's looking that way, toward left.
Looking for a signal, I think.
I think he's motioning
there.
for the righty.
Yep, he got him.
And that will be it for Kyle Cadlub. Belmont Abbey just continues to pound away runs against North Greenville pitchers. Coach Powell talking with his infield and handing off to, it looks like, number 36.
I think it's 38. Wait, go down and check it again. No, you're right, 36. Trent Spikes.
And it's Trent Spikes. So Trent Spikes will come in to take over from Cadlub. See what we have on Spikes. I don't recall seeing him in a game yet. So let's take a look at Spikes' numbers. He has yet to post up an ERA, has 1 win, no losses. He'll make his 4th appearance here as Belmont Abbey leads 10-5. Spikes, through 6 innings, has allowed 1 hit, no runs. He's walked 2 and struck out 4. And down the batting averages, he is the best North Greenville has. An 0.59 opponents are batting against him. At this point, North Greenville trying to find anything to stop Belmont Abbey.
Yeah, he'll be the tourniquet pitcher here, try to stop that bleeding.
It hasn't been a great day overall. Cadlub went only 14 pitches. Kite before him went 28. So far, Lavaggio's gone the most with 48, and just outpacing Hamilton, who started at, and Hamilton went 44 pitches. Nobody's gone longer than 2 2/3. So if Spikes can stick this one out against Belmont Abbey, he can finish the game with the longest inning run for a North Greenville pitcher today. He'll have to contend with Beinlich, who led off the top of the 6th as he singled to the shortstop. And Beinlich lets ball 1 go by. And checks a swing. That's a fair ball over toward first. And they'll retire Beinlich as he went down to the ground back at the plate, and he's just now getting up as he had trouble returning that one. So good to see him get up okay. That one was inside, and he just deflected away with his bat. Unlucky to have it fall in fair play.
Yeah, I'd love to see the replay of that. I wonder if it didn't hit off the handle. And he actually thought it hit him as well. And he lay there for a good long time, but he got up and ran full speed back to the dugout, so I don't think he's injured.
So Belmont Abbey cashes in 5 runs to break the tie and then some. They lead the ball game right now as we'll head into the bottom of the 6th. North Greenville once again with their work cut out for them, as they'll have Brown, Black, and Odahowski due up for NGU here in the bottom of the 6th on the North Greenville Sports Network. Belmont Abbey leads 10-5 over North Greenville in Game 3 of this three-game set. Robert Francis on the mound. And ball one gets away from the catcher to Ryan Brown. 1 for 1 today with a home run and a couple of RBIs. Ball two outside. Brown has also walked today as he tries to kickstart the rally for North Greenville as he takes strike one. Sixth inning is North Greenville's second best inning. The seventh is their best by far. That sixth inning's not far behind as another ball gets away from the catcher. Ball three. That's two that's been spiked in the dirt by Francis. 3-1's the count. North Greenville likes to score in the 6th and 7th inning. They've outscored opponents 23-4 in the 6th, 29-13 in the 7th. And ball four called, just barely missing the outside edge. Francis walks Brown. I will turn things over to Josh Black. And the DH today for North Greenville, 0 for 2 in Game 3. Runner on first, nobody out. And ball one misses inside. Black hammers this one to short. Long throw to second. Can't get the lead man for North Greenville. And Black will reach first with his first hit of the day on a very long infield single.
That was an interesting call by the North Greenville bench. Had the runner going on the pitch. So he made second base no problem.
And he had to. Ryan Brown just barely beat that throw. North Greenville sparking a rally. They've got 2 on, nobody out. And now Brandon Odahowski up to the plate. Homered his last time up. And Belmont Abbey's going to have a conference about how to deal with him. Elefante out to talk to Francis.
Probably a reminder to the pitcher they do have an open base. Don't give him anything to hit, anything good to hit anyway.
Call time again.
And I think the chess match continues here.
Brown's a quick guy at second. For North Greenville, 7 of 8 on stolen bases as Odahowski fouls it away. Oh, 1 count now to Odahowski. And ball one jumped on by the catcher, Elefante, to not let that one get by him. 1-1.
I hate to keep beating a dead horse, Gray, but you're right. So many balls in the ground and past the catchers today. It's unbelievable. I don't know what's going on. Something in the air.
It's a lot more than what we usually see. Normally it's 2 or 3. Both teams have been doing it today, no matter who's on the mound. 1-1 count here to Odahowski. And he went for the fences, didn't get the ball though.
And that breeze has picked up a little bit out of left field, but it's nothing like it was last night.
No.
So, and it's not really that cool right now.
Odahowski behind 1 and 2. And gets him to go on the slider, strike 3. Odahowski will turn it over to Eric Gilbert. 2 runners on to work with and 1 out. Gilbert gets ready. Hit back up the middle, right to short. Bobbled by the shortstop, and everybody's safe for North Greenville.
And the Ducks are on the pond now. All North Greenville needs now is a long one back to the where did it go warning track.
And Daniel Myers will have a great opportunity with the bases loaded as Gilbert able to reach.
And we're going to have a pinch batter.
We are. I'm seeing a 23 warming up in the on-deck circle.
That's right, 23 looks like.
So it's Taylor McEwen's time once again, as he will pitch hit for the 9th spot hitter Daniel Myers. McEwen, strike 1. And North Greenville dugout protesting that call, but it may or may not have been below the knees. Oh, 1. 1-1. And McEwen gets a piece of that one, a chopper over to third. And try and get him at first. They will. Belmont Abbey turns a double play, third to first.
Yep, doubled him up.
And that's all she wrote for the bottom of the 6th for North Greenville. They leave 2 stranded and are unable to cut into the Belmont Abbey lead. So we're through 2/3 of this game. Belmont Abbey looks poised to get out of here with a win, but we still got at least three innings to go, and North Greenville's offense can provide the runs. Now, can the pitching hold Belmont Abbey, as the Crusaders from North Carolina have scored in all but 2 innings. We'll head to the top of the 7th. Due up for Belmont Abbey will be McGarry, Rosenbaum, and Kraus coming up here on the North Greenville Sports Network. Back here for the top of the 7th, Matt McGarry leads things off for Belmont Abbey. And we've had some defensive changes for North Greenville as on the offensive side of things. Taylor McEwen came in to pitch hit for Daniel Myers. Trent Spikes remains on the mound to face McGarry. And ball 1 high and inside. Shannon Glover now catching in place of Odahowski. And ball 1 inside. Bennett Hill also replacing Myers at second as their strike 1 down the middle. And looks like the outfield stays the same. Brown, Scolamero, and Grant from left to right as Spikes gets strike 2 in there. He's giving you 2 down the middle. And McGarry lets that one go down low in the dirt. Ball 3. Glover gets in front of it. Full count now to McGarry. Payoff pitch. Strike 3. That froze him. He didn't know what to do with it. And McGarry strikes out. Next up will be Colin Rosenbaum. And he takes a big rip but misses for strike 1. That strikeout by Spikes is the first strikeout since Sal Lavaggio took over. And Spikes working on his second here as he has Rosenbaum behind 0-2. And waste pitch misses up high, ball 1. And ball 2 almost got away from Glover. Actually, it did.
You don't want to give Rosenbaum anything to put over the wall again. He's already done that.
Twice. 2 for 3 with 2 home runs. You're in a 2-2 count. And he takes a hack at that one, but fouls it down the third base side. Stays alive at a 2-2 count. And ball 3 scoots downstairs. And a free pass issued to Rosenbaum from Spikes. Dave, I'm not sure, but I want to say with that strikeout by McGarry earlier, that's the first time this game Belmont Abbey hasn't gotten their leadoff man on. But they get their second here as this one is hammered into left center field to the wall, caught by Scolamero. Caden Kraus gave that one a shot and fell about 4 feet short. And instead of Belmont Abbey being up 12-5, Kraus is the second out.
Yeah, that was a couple feet short of the red marking on the top of the wall as well.
2 outs. I'll turn it over to Kevin Elefante. 2 down, runner on first. And then the pickoff no good at first. Spikes gets back set. Waiting on the signal from Glover. Kraus 0 for 2 today. Does have an RBI to his credit. And strike 1. Oh, and one misses outside. 1-1. And a pickoff. Runner gets back in time. And off the end of the bat, fouled to the backstop, strike 2. Alfonte 1 for 3 today with a double. He's also been hit by a pitch. And lays off that one. Runner will easily be able to advance on the passed ball. Or the wild pitch, I'm sorry. That one should be scored as a wild pitch. Nothing Glover could do to get that one.
Yeah, that one hit the dirt 6 feet in front of the plate. That is unbelievable. He just threw that one straight down.
Another runner in scoring position today for Belmont Abbey. Elefante with a chance to add an RBI for him. 2-2 though. Hard hit right to first, and Maggio will have an easy out on the bag. So the deficit remains the same. North Greenville still down by 5. Time to stretch here at Ashmore Field. Belmont Abbey leading North Greenville 10-5 as we work our way to the conclusion of this Conference Carolinas baseball series. Bottom of the 7th coming up for North Greenville. Top of the order leading things off. Scolamero, Grant, and Maggio coming up here on the North Greenville Sports Network. Scolamero leading things off here in the bottom of the 7th. Robert Francis has come in for Belmont Abbey and settled things down. Taking over from Jeff Thompson, who was a starter, went 4 innings. Francis on for his 3rd inning. And Scolamero takes strike 1.
As you said, Gray, if history is anything to look at, this would be the inning that the North Greenville team should be putting something together.
Scolamero 0 for 1 today. He's been hit by a pitch twice. Off the end of the bat, a liner into left will get down, and here we go. Scolamero aboard with a leadoff single. Connor Grant due up next. Grant 0 for 2 today with a walk. Has come around to score a run. Has Scolamero on first. Looks to get the bunt right down the third base side, and it goes a foul. That's one of those where it goes fair, 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 and at the last second, foul.
Yeah, it almost looked from our advantage point here that might have even come close to hitting the third base bag. And, of course, the bag, any part of the bag is still in fair territory.
So a strike against Grant, 0-1 is the count. Pickoff attempt no good to Scolamero. Try and keep him pinned back. He's the guy North Greenville wants on the base pass. And Grant rips this one right into left field. Back-to-back singles. And still nobody out.
And again, we're at the beginning of the beginning.
And now North Greenville can really do some damage here. Nathaniel Maggio will come up to the plate. Maggio takes ball one outside. Francis taking a long look back at Scolamero at second. And gets strike one against Maggio. Ball two outside. Belmont Abbey not going to give him anything inside. They know. Maggio 1 for 3 today, has scored a run. And takes a big hack and missed it for strike two. Two count, nobody out. Off the end of the bat, past the first baseman. Scolamero getting the signal to go home. And Maggio will score Scolamero from second. Grant holds up at third, and Maggio with an RBI single, and it's 10-6.
And this continues to be the beginning that we were talking about. Take them back one run at a time.
Maggio turns it over to Andrew Frazier with runners at the corners. Francis gets set, and Frazier swings away at the first pitch, and it's a fair ball down the left field line. Maggio has to hold up at second, but it will be an RBI single for Frazier as he scores Grant from third, and it's 10-7.
Looking at the board, looks like it shows 0 outs, too.
And you'd be correct. Still nobody out for North Greenville.
Yep. I've heard some activity outside our booth here in the bullpen Yeah, number 23 coming in.
That's Brady Hill. We saw him. We see him
last
yesterday.
night. Yeah, because we had a Hill versus Hill situation.
Yeah, we did.
So Hill will take the Hill again.
Now go to reliever for Belmont Abbey. This will only be the third pitching change they've done in Game 3. Brady Hill will take over. He'll get his 11th appearance here today. He looks to be their leading closer. He's got 3 of their 4 saves, as he will try and come in and limit the damage that's been done. Through 8 2/3, he's allowed 7 hits, walked 4 and struck out 10. And he'll have to face Ryan Brown, who's 1 for 1 today with a home run, 2 RBIs, and he's walked twice. And Brown will have runners at second and first to work with when we come back after this short break. Ryan Brown digs in. He has runners on first and second. Still nobody out for North Greenville. And ball 1 low and away. Meeting upon the mound between pitcher and catcher. And he'll, again, this is low and away, ball 2. Way inside, ball 3. It might be a setup pitch, though. You see pitchers sometimes try and fling one inside to get the batter away from the plate so they can open up the outside. But this is a hitter's count to Brown. 3 balls, no strikes. And ball 4 misses in the dirt. Bases are loaded on a 4-pitch walk to Ryan Brown. We'll bring up Josh Black.
This big inning continues. One swing and we could have a new ballgame.
Black, it represents the go-ahead run at the plate. Black's been a clutch player a few times last year, as he comes up for another at bat. No home runs yet this season. Only 1 extra base hit with a double. Black swings at the first pitch. High fly ball over toward left. And just fouled by a couple feet. Strike 1. Pitch on the way, strike at the knees, strike 2. Now Black in trouble. And Hill steps off the mound.
Coach Powell just wanting his player to put the ball in play. Just get anything through the infield.
Pitch to the plate. Off the end of the bat, into right field. 1 run will come in. Another getting away, raved around third, and Black will score 2 on the single to right field, and it's 10-9.
And he got it in play through the infield.
Maggio comes in, Frazier comes in, Brown now sits at third. And here comes the Belmont Abbey coach back to the mound. Lots of activity now in the Belmont Abbey bullpen. Ross Garrett, a redshirt senior, warming up.
And no changes yet.
And Bennett Hill came in as a defensive substitution when Daniel Myers got pitch hit for by Taylor McEwen. Hill will come in with North Greenville down only 1 run. And the tying run 90 feet away at third in Ryan Brown. Bennett Hill with a .227 average.
Catcher sending in signals, and he says Moses Greery is open late tonight. I agree with that.
Pitch low and inside, ball 1. This game has been back and forth. Belmont Abbey started with a surge, then North Greenville with a surge of their own. And it's really been a tug of war since. Belmont Abbey looked like they had it with that 5-run lead as there's ball 2 down low to Hill. Hill with only 2 RBIs on the season, a chance to tack onto that here. And ball 3 scoots inside. And ball 4. Hill will walk.
And we're loaded again. I think Moses Greer's got a loaded burrito. Maybe that's what the reason they named it, loaded burrito, for the loaded bases.
I think I had one of those one time. That was pretty good.
Can you tell I'm getting hungry?
Can you tell you're making me hungry?
Well, that too, yeah.
A base is loaded again for NGU. Bennett Hill getting the walk, and Eric Gilbert up to bat. Pops up in the infield. No one's going to have a chance to move on this one, and Gilbert is the first out. And it looks like we'll have a change here.
Yeah, he wants the right-hander.
Right-hander to go up against the catcher, number 12, Shannon Glover, who came in to catch for Odahowski.
I want to say that's a 17, possibly. 17 or 27. Can't tell.
Now both are pitchers, and both are pitchers we've seen in this series, and that looks like Sam Luchansky.
Yeah, 27, I think it is. Yeah.
Blake Waldron is number 17. He was a starter back for game 1, as it is Sam Luchansky who has come in to try and bail Belmont Abbey out of the 7th inning jam.
And you called it, Gray, the 7th inning. Big inning for North Greenville.
Well, if you go by the numbers, they've outscored opponents. They've tacked on 4 runs here, so that's 33 runs now in the 7th inning for North Greenville. It's 33-13. The 8th and 9th are a little bit closer. North Greenville's been outscored in the 8th by 1 run, 8-7, and they've outscored opponents in the 9th, 11-8. And also falling in extras, North Greenville being outscored 1-0. So Luchansky on the mound for Belmont Abbey. North Greenville 1 run away with the bases loaded and 1 out, with Shannon Glover supposed to be due up when we come back after this short break. Bases loaded with 1 out for Andrew Meadows, who will come in to pitch hit in place of Shannon Glover. Meadows digs in, and very, very fast heater gets by him for strike 1. Luchansky's got that sidearm motion working for him. Gets set again. And the slow roller foul. Strike 2. Chance for the second out. 0-2. And fouled away down the third base side. And did he catch that? I think he did. Yes, he did. That's 2 outs. Caught that one in the crossway between the field and the stairs to the locker room. Clark Scolamero will come up.
I think the umpire was a little concerned about that one too, Greg, because there was some players, North Greenville players in the area, and they almost interfered with that catch.
And strike 1 gets into Scolamero. And North Greenville has batted around here in the 7th as Scolamero led us off. Still needing 1 run to tie. Hammered into right field and over the right fielder. Fair ball. Tied for the moment. North Greenville takes a lead and a 2 RBI double for Clark Scolamero.
I love it when a call comes together with these big innings. That makes me look good. And they're going to keep it going too.
Runners on 2nd and 3rd now for Connor Grant.
You mentioned North Greenville's troubles about keeping a lead at the end of the game. Now they're coming back to get the lead at the end of the game.
Still got to hold it for 2 innings, though, when this one finally does come to a close. And North Greenville has had a mountain of pitching woes today as ball 1 outside to Grant. 1 for 3 today. Scored twice and walked. Grant wants time.
What is it about 20 or more runs on a Saturday? North Greenville really likes to hit the ball on Saturday.
I don't know. Strike against Grant, 1-1. On the 1-1. Fouled away down the right side, 1-2. Two down for Luchansky. Fires. Off the end of the bat, foul. Like both bullpens working overtime now. Luchansky will have to try again on the 1-2. And we'll have to wait a little bit longer. Now ready to go. And fouled away again. Grant sweating that outside edge. Where Luchansky wants to go.
Needs about a half step deeper in the batter's box. Get that timing back.
1-2 again. Ripped into left field and over the left fielder's head to the fence. Here comes 2 more runs then. And Grant chugging around second. Down to third. The throw, not in time, and Grant is safe with a 2 RBI triple.
I love seeing it, the big inning continues.
That makes 8 runs posted up in the bottom of the 7th. And 1 runner remains. And Nathaniel Maggio coming up.
If I could get the center fielder's attention, I'd offer him a drink because he's probably getting thirsty being out there so long.
Another meeting to the mound. Umpire standing out in right field looking toward the bullpen.
Yeah, here he comes.
For another change.
Can't tell.
That is number 24, Parker McPhail. Yes, number 24, Parker McPhail, the sophomore right-hander from Sarasota, Florida, will come in for Belmont Abbey.
I don't think they'd listen to me if I'd ask them to make the numbers bigger for us old peoples, but.
Well, you want to know something that took me 2 innings to notice? I can see North Greenville's numbers now.
Oh, yeah, the white on red is great. It's the white on gray that's hard to see.
Oh, really? White on white?
No, white on white, yeah. Yeah, I don't know why they just didn't. Somebody needs to get Coach a Sharpie or something, color them in so we can see them.
Parker McPhail for Belmont Abbey will make his 7th appearance through 7 innings for the Crusaders. He's given up 7 hits, walked 2, and struck out 12. for Belmont Abbey. And comes in with a 3.86 ERA. And he'll have the task of trying to end this inning in which North Greenville has turned things around. They now lead 13-10. Starting to proceed into the low-scoring football game territory.
And we're just now starting the third hour.
I should have seen this coming, really, how quick that second game went. Or that first game earlier today, the second game in the series. It went so quick, should have seen this one coming. Nathaniel Maggio up to the plate to keep the inning going for North Greenville. Runner on third. And Maggio takes ball one up high. Golfs at it into center field. And caught. So the inning comes to an end for Belmont Abbey, but not before North Greenville tacks on 8 runs to take the lead, 13-10. So we'll catch our breath and head to the top of the 8th. Due up for Belmont Abbey will be Curitan, Ginthey, and Stanley. Lead off the top of the 8th. And maybe a new pitcher coming in for North Greenville as well. We'll go ahead and update you on that right after this break here on the North Greenville Sports Network. Avery Greer is the new pitcher on for North Greenville. Number 31. A right-handed junior from Kennesaw, Georgia. And Wheeler Smith is another defensive change for NGU. He'll come in to replace Shannon Glover, who was pitch hit for by Andrew Meadows. Avery Greer faces off against Cruiton and gets strike one. Curitan today has been 1 for 3, scored twice and walked. And strike two. Greer is the 6th pitcher to see the mound for NGU. And can't get the third strike call at the knees. It's 1-2. And that one just fouled off the end of the bat for Curiton to stay alive. Greer gets set again and misses one in the dirt to unfortunately keep that trend alive. 2-2 is the count now. Driven toward right field. Maggio gives chase. Grant gives chase, and just off the end of his glove.
So he needs a bigger glove.
And here comes Smith out to talk to Greer, as he's having a hard time getting around Curiton. Count evened up at 2-2. Belmont Abbey's gotten their leadoff man aboard every inning except one, the last one back in the 7th, as ball 3 misses. Full count. Decision time. And it's ball 4. Free pass issued to Curiton, his second walk of the day. Leadoff man aboard yet again for Belmont Abbey. And now a chance for them to come back as we're down to Ginthy. And strike 1 issued. Ginthy today 1 for 3 with a walk and a strikeout. And take strike 2. And swing and a miss, strike 3.
And a little bit of a sports update for North Greenville fans. Today, women's tennis against Converse College. North Greenville with a win 8-1. Baseball game 1. Obviously, here we won 2-0. Softball first game. North Greenville at Emmanuel winning 6-0. Second game still in progress.
With one down.
And men's volleyball win 3-1.
And a swing and a miss from Ginthy. Greer jumps ahead 0-1. And 0-2. As that is Stanley at the plate is behind 0-2. Curiton at first. Strike 3 for Stanley. Two strikeouts for Greer. Puts 2 down, and Thomas Yoder up to the plate. Fouled away behind the first base dugout, strike 1. One misses outside, 1-1. The 1-1. Popped up over toward right. Grant gets under it and hangs on to it. That retires a side for Belmont Abbey. North Greenville holds serve through the top frame of the 8th. They lead 13-10 over Belmont Abbey. And we'll send it to the bottom of the 8th. Last chance for North Greenville for any insurance on this newly regathered lead. And we do have more motion to the bullpen for Belmont Abbey. Number 19, Ross Garrett, will come out. The redshirt senior has been warming up for the past couple of innings now from Gastonia. Or from, Fleming Island, Florida. So Garrett will try and hold serve for Belmont Abbey here in the bottom of the 8th. Do it for North Greenville. It will be Frazier, Brown, and Black to try and tack on what they can to this 3-run lead for North Greenville coming up. Andrew Frazier leads off the bottom of the 8th for North Greenville with NGU leading 13-10. And Garrett misses down low. Ball 1. At the knees, strike 1. Strike 2. One, 2. Off the end of the bat, down the third base side, foul. Garrett calls time. Now get set for the 1-2. Outside, 2-2.
Shadows are getting deep and the lights are just now starting to come on. Starting to get evening time here.
On the scoreboard casting that nice long shadow on the left fielder as Frazier chases the high pitch and fouls it away. Two. Golfed away. It's dropped by the catcher. And I think he called it, was it ruled foul? Or will that go down as a drop third strike? It looks like a drop third strike, and Frazier easily into first. There's no throw. So North Greenville will have a base runner aboard here in the bottom of the 8th. And Frazier turns it over to Ryan Brown. And Brown takes ball 1. Fouled it away to the backstop. A 1-1 count to Brown. Misses inside, 2-1. Brown still listed as 1 for 1 today. Has scored 2 runs himself. Has also added 2 RBIs. And has had that inside the park home run. And strike 2 on the inside. Brown has also walked 3 times today. Count evened up at 2-2 though. I'll make it a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Garrett on the mound for Belmont Abbey here in the bottom of the 8th. Driven to center field. Drifting back and caught. And Frazier has to hold at first. That will be a first out here in the bottom of the 8th. We'll bring up Josh Black, the DH for game 3. And Black is 2 for 4 with a run and 2 RBIs. And take strike 1 inside and on the low end. Strike 2 from Garrett. Fouled away by Black. Oh, and 2 the count to Josh Black, facing off against Ross Garrett. Runner over on first. Strike 3 called. Breaking ball broke just enough to get to freeze Black. And 2 down for Belmont Abbey. It'll bring up Bennett Hill. Take a look at Hill's numbers through the day so far. Came in to pitch hit for Odahowski after there were some substitutions made in the latter stages of this game. Hill still looking for his first hit as he takes strike 1. Hill walked in his only at bat. And takes ball 1 on the outside. 2-1. Garrett gets that one in there, strike 2. We'll look at a 2-2 count to Hill and a chance for Garrett to close out the inning. Runner goes, strike 3. And Frazier will have to head back to the dugout. So Belmont Abbey maintains the deficit, and North Greenville will take a 3-run lead into the top of the 9th. Belmont Abbey will lead off with the top of their order, Beinlich, McGarry, and Rosenbaum, to try and once again come back. They need to make up 3 runs. They've scored 5 in the 6th. And it looks like Avery Greer will be called upon to try and finish this one out for NGU coming up here in the top of the 9th. Top of the order due up for Belmont Abbey as they're down to their final 3 outs to try and come back and take the lead as Greer forces strike 1 against Beinlich, who is 1 for 4 today, has scored twice, 2 runs for him, and has been hit by a pitch. And ball 1 misses. One and 1. Chased it up high, strike 2. Ball 1 misses, or ball 2 misses low and inside, 2-2 count. Strike 3 called. Greer with the strikeout. 1 out on the board against Belmont Abbey. Greer with his 3rd strikeout. Now has to face off against Matt McGarry. 1 for 3 today. And misses low and away, ball 1. McGarry walked twice, struck out, and scored a run. And ball 2. Two-0 count to McGarry, and make it 2-1. And McGarry right to Maggio at first. And that's 2 down.
This is a good time to thank our viewers for joining us today on the North Greenville Sports Network. We are scheduled to bring you a game Tuesday night or Tuesday afternoon, weather permitting, and possibly Wednesday the same way.
Colin Rosenbaum at the plate to try and keep it alive for Belmont Abbey.
Also want to mention we've got a great crowd still here on the hill. We came out to watch a great game today. Good comeback by the North Greenville Baseball Club.
1-0 count and 1-1. Rosenbaum proved to be a dangerous hitter here in game 3. 2 for 3, 2 home runs. Responsible for 4 RBIs as he takes ball 2 down low. Rosenbaum's also walked twice today. Two-one count, 3-1, high and outside. And strike 2 right down the middle. Full count, 2 outs. Payoff pitch from Greer. Fouled away. Payoff pitch again from Greer. Ball 4 missed outside. And that's the 3rd walk by Rosenbaum today. And that extends the inning for Belmont Abbey. Down to Caden Kraus. Kraus yet to register a hit, but is responsible for an RBI, a run himself, has stolen a base. His sacrifice has been hit by a pitch. Runner on first. And strike 1 from Greer. Greer down low in the dirt, ball 1. Two down for North Greenville. Belmont Abbey with a runner on first. A 1-1 count to Kraus. Hit right over the head of the 3rd baseman. Fair ball into left field. The tying run will come to the plate.
I give it to Belmont Abbey. They're not going away quietly. Keep plugging away. You never know what might happen. Actually puts the tying run at the plate.
Kevin Elfonte, the man up for Belmont Abbey. There are stirrings in the bullpen, but no call made yet, as we might have a pitch hitter for Belmont Abbey here. That is number 11, Nick Nunziato, who's come in. 2 on, 2 outs. Nunziato fouls the first pitch away. Saw Nunziato back in game 2 and also game 1 for Belmont Abbey. Greer gets him to go. Strike two. Belmont Abbey once again down to their last strike.
And the North Greenville bench just about ready to erupt here.
0-2 count in favor of Greer. Here's the pitch. Ball one up high.
North Greenville looking for the sweep of this three-game series.
Greer will have to deal with the 1-2. Ball two outside. Even count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And that hit him.
Yep.
And that will load him for Belmont Abbey.
And we're not done yet. And we'll get a pinch runner at first.
Well, the good news is now a force out at any base or plate. And Coach Powell trotting back out from the dugout, motioning to the bullpen. Well, and a defensive change out here in center. And I think that was not a call to the bullpen. That was a call to center field, because here comes Clark Scolamero to the mound.
Right. He'll be replaced by number 8 in the center field position.
Josh Black will take that spot. So Scolamero will come from center field to try and close this one out. He'll get some warm-ups here.
We are right on the 3-hour and 30-minute mark this game.
And Scolamero will have to deal with Luke Curiton. 1 for 3 today. He scored 2 runs and walked twice. But you don't have anywhere to put him here. The rest of the alignment remains the same for North Greenville. Brown in left, Grant in right. Gilbert at third, Frazier at short, Hill playing second, Maggio at first, and Wheeler Smith coming in to catch for Glover, who replaced Odahowski. The umpire graciously giving Scolamero a few more extra pitches here, as Coach Powell hoping this is the last pitcher he has to switch out for. Bases loaded for Belmont Abbey, 2 outs. And Curiton digs in against Scolamero. Ready on the first pitch. Strike 1. Oh, the home run swing from Curiton. Oh, 1 count. 1-1. 1-1. Strike 2. And for the third time this inning, Belmont Abbey down to their last strike. Scolomero with a 1-2 count against Curiton. The pitch. A slow chopper to short, fielded by Frazier. Throw to first. In time, ball game.
Yeah, that's your game.
North Greenville hangs on in a game laden with offensive fireworks. 13-10, North Greenville sweeps Belmont Abbey for their first conference sweep of the season.
Yeah, this was an interesting game, back and forth, a lot of the game.
North Greenville picks up their 15th win overall. They're 7-1 at home now, 5-1 within the conference. Belmont Abbey drops just below 500, 10-11 overall. We'll take a look at their record, 10-11 overall, 4-5 in the conference. And North Greenville continues to lurk behind Mount Olive and Erskine, who still have unblemished conference records. So North Greenville will have 3 days of rest before they take on Newberry down in Lexington, South Carolina on Tuesday. Belmont Abbey will head to Lenore-Rhine on March the 7th before dropping back into conference play at Barton on the 10th. Meanwhile, we're back in action. I believe it's Tuesday if the weather holds up for women's lacrosse, and then men's lacrosse on Wednesday. That's looking ahead at our schedule.
Either way, we hope they got the ladder fixed.
Really? And so time to announce our Mose of Greer player of the game for Game 3.
I'm going to vote for a brownout. It's time for a brownout. Double duty brownout.
They did have an inside the park home run.
It's a team game and a team win, but you can't. I'm just speechless. You can't top that.
And he scored, what, three runs on that play? So Ryan Brown pulls them both. The Mose of Greer player of the game for both.
Yeah, he almost had an inside the park grand slam. That would have been even better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scolomero went 2 for 3 and came in to pitch the final out. Connor Grant went 2 for 4. Maggio 2 for 5. Black went 2 for 5. Brown officially 1 for 2. 2 RBIs, scored 2 runs, had that inside the park home run, and walked 3 times. North Greenville in total ended up using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 if you include Scolomero pitchers on the mound today.
And a lot of pitchers. Both teams did. Last 2 games, well, actually all 3 games of the series, they used a lot of pitchers.
So that's something. The pitching is going to be something to clean up between now and the Newberry game on Tuesday. So to wrap up, Ryan Brown, both players of the game for games 2 and 3. North Greenville sweeps Belmont Abbey as they win a shootout, 13-10 in game 3. So for myself, Grace Sullivan, for Dave Parston, as we had to switch back and forth a lot today.
Yeah.
Big thanks to Dustin Klontz for coming in and helping us, and Alan Cahaley for setting up over there in the dugout and doing stats and whatnot. And that will do it for us here on the North Greenville Sports Network. We hope to see you over at Pepsi Stadium for our first lacrosse setup of the year, if the weather permits, and if not, we'll try again Wednesday, but we will be back Tuesday for women's lacrosse against Mount Olive coming up on Tuesday.